Welcome to lesson 3. In this lesson we're going to talk about grace notes, primarily the high G grace note. Now what is a grace note? It's a short pitch of either a higher than or lower than pitch than the one that you're on. Okay, so it's generally just a short decorative noise. Very important on the Highland Bagpipe, of course. This is our #1 way of decorating our music, giving us a sense of structure within melody lines. So there are 3 ways to use a grace note. You can use it as a transitional device from one pitch to another. You can use it to decorate a singular pitch. So I have an F and a G grace note and an F. I have decorated the F with my high G grace note. We can also use it as a passive device. So that means I could play a G grace note from one note to another note, play that note for a grace note's duration, and then play one of those little decorative grace notes. Now I know that might seem like quite a lot just now, especially if you're totally brand new to it, but it's just sowing the seeds for stuff we'll talk about later on. So let's get into it. Okay, G grace notes, how do we play them? Well, the simplest one I think is we're going to play a low G, everything closed, raise your left index finger up as high as you can get it comfortably, and then pop it back down straight onto the channel. So that would sound like... Now, that's actually really useful. If your chanter chokes out at that point, don't worry about it. That's a design flaw with practice chanters, not a problem with you. So I'll do that again. So low G grace note decorated by a high G grace note. Or sorry, a low G decorated by a high G grace note. Okay, there we go. Easy enough, isn't it? If I was going to go from a low G to a low A, I would play my low G, raise my left index finger, make a low A, and then close my left index finger. Okay. Same thing from A to B. And then from the B to the C, I'm going to lift my left index finger, lift my middle finger, my right hand, drop my right pinky, and finally close the high G grace note to the C. Which brings us to a little rule we can use. I call it the garden gate. So you're standing in front of the gate on your melody note, whatever that melody note is. You're going to open the gate, open your left index finger. You're going to move through the gate, make the new note, and then close the gate behind you, closing the high G grace note. So you open the grace note, make the new note, close the grace note. And that's how you can transition from pitch to pitch where relevant. So doing that from the B to the C, there's my B. Index finger up, middle finger up, pinky down, index finger down. Going to D, there's my C. Index finger up my left hand, index finger up on my right hand, close my index finger on my left hand. Then D to E, well, it's a lot of the same ideas here. We're going to open the grace note, left ring finger off, right pinky finger off, close the 3 fingers between, close that index finger to finish. So we end up here on the E, okay? So just remember, you have to close that index finger to hear the E. A lot of students find that they get into this position and then don't know what to do next. You must close the index finger to hear the new pitch. So that would sound like... And then an E to an F, well, this is the only variant, okay? Now here's the rule for this. If you're going to F or from F with a high G grace note, you always play an open high G. So this is the only time that we would use our full open left hand. E, high G, then F, okay? Or indeed F, then high G, then drop the top 2 fingers to E. So we'd get... And back down the way. Now, going back down the scale there, I'm on my E now. Left index finger open, right hand open, pinky on. Close the left ring finger. And the last thing is close that index finger. Now, some of you might be thinking, but wait, Dan, I've been told to leave it in between those. If you're happy getting all the fingers to open together and all the fingers to close together, by all means, practice that. That is the direction we're going in. But if you're totally brand new and you're not certain of what you're doing, try to take it in steps so that you can make it nice and digestible. So again, there's my E, index finger up, right hand open, pinky on, ring finger on, index finger down. And after that, all we're doing is opening the left index finger, making a new note and closing it all the way down. There you go. And that's you. You've now played the scale all the way up and all the way down with a high G grace note between each note. I'm just going to play through that whole exercise from low G up to F and back down again, just nice and slow. Try to make sure when you're practicing this at first, it's fine to kind of do one transition then stop, then another one. Try as best you can as you get used to it to play all the way through. Breathe when you need to breathe, but try to get through as many as you can in one breath. And there you go. That's the high G grace note scale. Remember, pause, rewind, rewatch. You'll use this as a practice aid as much as you can, or as much as you'd like to, I should say. And I'll see you in the next lesson.